house in which once more I sit. I curse the very thought of it. Doors creaking through the cold empty halls, and cobwebs on the walls. A box filled with broken dreams, scattered pictures from a life once filled with glee. So ghastly through the dead of night I go. Dark kitchen where I cook my shit. How I shudder at the thought of it. Pots and pans amidst the stale hollow stink, and dishes in the sink. The cheese that's been there for years, the tiled floor that's not been washed but for blood and tears, and the forks and spoons from a bygone time once shined so bright they have no life amidst the darkening clouds, and children play on the streets below as I die alone in this dark house. God help me, God help me, please don't hurt me, don't desert me, God save me, don't forsake me, oh God. God save me from the life you gave me. Please God heal me from the hands you deal me. God mend me from the pain you send me. Oh God. God help me. God help me. Please redeem me. Don't leave me. Please God spare me. Things that scare me. Oh God. Oh God, don't you see all this pain, all this misery, all this suffering, all this sorrow, all this paperwork, deadlines, bills, congestion, heartache, customer service. God help me. God help me. Please don't. She was was my true love. Now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I felt she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would. She understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree. Holy guacamole, holy guacamole, I just got hit by a car. And you're the one who swept me off my feet, pushed me in the street, left me in a coma. Guacamole me, guacamole you, I just got busted for drugs. And you're the one who sold me to the Fed, leaving me for dead, played me for a fool. Making guacamole, mix it in the bowlie, I just got mauled by a bear. And you're the one who covered me with honey, thought it was so funny, how could you be so cruel? Take it. That's good. Captain Guacamole, Officer Stromboli.
Testing, check.
I just got shot in the face.
Check, test. Check.
You're the one
Test,
who
1,
had
2.
the smoking
Help.
gun.
Help.
Love is just no fun whenever I'm
Help.
with you.
Help.
Guacamole
Help me.
coma,
Help.
Yuma, Arizona. I just got hepatitis C. And you were standing there with a syringe. How it makes me cringe. Breaks my heart in two.
Computer volume 10.
Holy guacamole, lumpy, green, and roly.
Computer, who wrote Holy Guacamole?
Change a thing.
Holy guacamole was recorded
Cause
by
even
Avon
though I'm down upon my luck,
Big avocado.
I don't give a fuck.
Big avocado.
As I have you.
Stealing my royalties. Hello everybody and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, the live stream. where we stream live. Computer, who wrote Holy Guacamole?
Holy Guacamole was recorded by Big Avocado.
Well, no, I think it was Jose Suicidio. Who's Big Avocado? What the fuck? Game Master Flash just gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. Absolutely incredible. Thank you, Game Master Flash. And we've got some other alerts here. Thanks so much, Game Master Flash, for your generosity. I think I'm going to get a pizza later because I'm not sure that what I'm going to make here is going to be very good. So I appreciate your gifting of 5 Tier 1 subs, which help the channel. If anybody's wondering, we're at 280 subscribers here, which I think is pretty respectable for a little Twitch stream that started out with a mere 700 or 800 subscribers. Okay, 1 gifted tier sub by Mr. Buttlicker. 4 Wheelers gave a gifted sub to Mr. Buttlicker. And Dendreleon gifted a tier 1 sub. Thank you very much for that, Dendreleon. M. Cariotti, whom I've hung out with on many occasions, mostly in the Chicago Naperville area, as part of these user meet and greets that we have. And I've met Mary M. Cariotti's other half as well, and we've hung out. M. Cariotti has gifted a tier 1, or has subscribed for 35 months, and also has a message here, so I'm going to read the message. Hello, Henry, and the users. While I have a lot of catching up to do, I'm grateful for all the dishes I've learned to prepare for the last 34 months. That's a lot. Today I can't cook because we're driving to Boston for our daughter's graduation. Wow, that is exciting. Am I wrong, but is this an early graduation or is she graduating late? But I thought graduation would come a little later. But then again, maybe they're on the what you call the trimester system. I'm going to pour a little bit of this coffee here. And I want to check in with everyone here. M. Cariotti, that's very exciting. Congratulations on the situation. Oh, it's early in the Northeast. Okay. All right. And Game Kande, who usually comes to us from the Northeast as well, has subscribed for 41 months and says, "Good afternoon, wonderful people of the Henlip family." Yes. Game Kande, good afternoon right back to you from all of us at the family. Slashnock says, Henry, how did you know her daughter was in the first trimester? No, I was talking about in school, they usually have semesters, but some schools have trimesters. Some of them have quarters. But I can understand the confusion. We've got some other alerts that have come down the pike here. Did we cover Mr. Buttlicker? And also, Game Master Flash, thank you again for that wonderful donation of 5 gift subs. And Nancy Drudels cheered 100 bits. Thanks, Nancy. Good to see you, Nancy. And Bobbins says, wait, how is he talking and singing at the same time? Who? Oh, that must have been from an old question from back when we were doing the intro. Yeah, through modern technology, I can play a song and then talk over it at the same time. Okay. What the fuck? BK69 just subscribed at the tier 3 level. That's a really big thing. Thank you very much, BK69. Thank you very much for that. Dark Ages says, Master Slurp, Henry. Yeah. Or Masterful. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Speaking of Dark Ages, let's take a look at some of the pictures that we've got in the background here. We've got things like... This picture was gifted to us by Dendreleon, and it's a very beautiful picture. Thank you, Dendreleon, for getting us started with that. And Dark Ages sends us this one here. And there's a caption. It says, "This is the refreshment stand in an abandoned theater. I'd imagine a theater chain would be pretty successful if they put you in charge of concessions." Oh, meaning me. Yeah, okay. and let you hand out your food to the moviegoers. Maybe today's recipe. Ooh, today we're making on the budget onion sandwiches. Maybe that would be a real fun thing to hand out at an abandoned refreshment center for an abandoned movie theater. Thanks, Dark Ages, for sharing this. I always get a little sad when I see old things that die, and maybe that's just me. But it's nice that we can preserve the memory of whatever this was. Okay, and then Lacey T, our other resident photographer here at Henry's Kitchen, has also given us an image as a background. And then this one here has a caption as well. Lacey says, "It's been a long time since Dark and I have gone urban exploring." Wow, this is cool. I feel like I've seen this kind of thing in movies. Looking for a good green screen suggestion has me thinking it's time we start that hobby back up. Yeah, this is a perfect green screen what am I trying to say? Suggestion, yeah. I was going to say projection, but that would kind of work in a way. Dendreleon says a little bit of water damage. Yeah, but this is cool. I'm going to use this for our song. We have a request from the Elusive Man. Elusive Man wanted to hear this song, and at first I didn't understand. I'm going to go back to this picture that Lacey sent because it's such a great background. But at first I didn't understand when the Elusive Man sent this picture and said this is a accompaniment to the song request that I have. Now the song request is by the band Pink Floyd, and I don't think Pikachu was out by the time that Pink Floyd, when Pink Floyd made this. So I was really thinking for hours and hours. I even went to a library, I got a cup of coffee and went into the library to kind of research it and think about it a little bit. I was told that you're not allowed to bring coffee into the library, which is bullshit. In my day, you could bring anything. You could go sit in one of those chairs and just pee. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get off there. Irrelevant username says, "Wish you were here." No, that's the thing. The song is called "Hey You," and I looked, and there it is, right up there. "Hey You" by Pikachu, and the song is called "Hey You." So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Sorry about that little diversion about the library there. Sergeant Tsunami says, "Henry, I can eat white and yellow lines. Oh, yellow onions, sorry. Fine. But always get a stomach ache from red onions. Any ideas on how to help?" No. I really don't, other than just try to keep it to yellow onions, but that's what I tried to do. Wait, where am I? Am I here? Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry. This is all I could find today. So sometimes red onions are all you've got, in which case you're screwed. Speaking of screwed, Nancy Droodles says, "My local library serves coffee. You're getting screwed." They serve coffee at the library? I didn't even know that would be legal. Because wouldn't they have to have then a food license or something like that? Maybe they don't, and they're just trying to do something nice for the community, but you can sue them then. Lacey T says, "Soak the red onions in bleach first." Oh, okay. There's always nice advice that comes out of some of these questions, and not from me. Guitar Joe says, "Vidalias are remarkably mild. Stick to those." Vidalias. Computer, what is a Vidalia?
Vidalia is a noun meaning a town in central Georgia.
Okay, so towns in central Georgia are remarkably mild. Some of them are, but some of them are pretty hardcore. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to put on the reverb, and we're going to do this song because, of course, it should sound like I'm in a wide open space here in this building. So Hopefully you can see me, you can hear me, there's reverb, and we're going to go ahead and do this classic song by the band Pink Floyd. And here it goes. Out there in the cold, getting lonely, getting old, can you feel me? Hey you, standing in the aisles with itchy feet and fading smiles, can you feel me? I can feel you, I've had that. Hey you, don't you help them to bury the lie. Don't give in without a fight. Hey you, out there on your own, sitting naked on the phone, would you touch me? I've been there too, unfortunately. Hey you, with your ear against the wall, waiting for someone to call out, would you touch me? That's when you can kind of hear the neighbors through the wall of your apartment. Sometimes those walls are pretty thin. It's okay to sit on the phone naked while you're trying to hear your neighbors talk. Hey you, would you help me to carry the stone? Open up your heart, 'cause here I come. There's a guitar solo here. I don't know how it goes, but I'm just gonna improvise a little E minor guitar solo here. And the worms ate into his brain. That might be a little bit much right there. See, when you're as big as Pink Floyd was when they wrote this song, this album, this incredible work, there was nobody there to say, worms ate into his brain. Isn't that a little much there? But I'm glad they did it. I think it's cool. Maybe it was sort of poetic back then, and now it's become sort of cliche after 50 years or whatever it's been, 45 years, 46 years. All right, here, this is the high part. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but my neighbors are going to complain, I think. Hey, hey, hey you, out there on the road, always doing what you're told, can you help me? Hey you, out there beyond the wall, breaking bottles on the wall, can you help me? Hey you, don't tell me there's no hope at all. Together we stand, divided we fall, 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 fall. Wow, very challenging to sing that at the end there with all those high notes. And ending with a quote from Patrick Henry, or one of those founding fathers, I think. United we stand, Divided we fall, I think was the exact quote. I didn't know that Pink Floyd were that into the founding fathers of this country. But, you know, I think they're sort of the mother country, and we share a lot of history and a lot in common. Chamomile says, truly music to my ears. Sure. Thank you, Chamomile. It doesn't mean it's good music to your ears, but it's definitely music to your ears. And I appreciate that. Pancake King says, I need a minute. Okay, let's give everybody a minute after that. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, that was a perfect Roger Waters. Wow, thank you so much. Hey, our intern is chiming in here. Beanie Bobini has just jumped in and cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much, Beanie Bobini. Very cool of you. I Slap Cat Butts says, why did that reply to him? The music of all time. Yeah. Crestfalls says, one of the songs ever. Thank you. Thanks, Crestfalls. Thanks, everybody. And Angry Penguin says, should we pray to Henry in Henry's temple? Okay. Angry Penguin says, oh, that's the one. Meteor 2 says, Henry spell iCup. I-C-U-P? That doesn't seem like a hard one to spell. Sergeant Tsunami says, I felt that song inside me. Irrelevant username says, that song ate like a meal. Yeah. Thwop Daddy says, hi Henry and hi fans, hope everyone is well. Hope you are well too. A real human being says, got him. Fat Hunger says, got him. Dendreleon says, shit, I didn't know my camera was on. Wait, what do you mean got him? Angry Penguin says, ICUP2. Oh no, okay, yeah. All right, so it looks like I've been the subject of some type of insidious ridicule here on the stream. I was asked to spell something, and it turns out to have been nothing but a schoolyard-style prank. ICUP also forms the word ICU, as in urinate. So I know I'm an easy target. I don't see a lot of these things, and I appreciate a little bit of levity here on the stream now and then, but I also want to keep things, you know, educational if possible. So Meteor 2 says, Henry, please don't eradicate me. No, you don't need to be eradicated. It was a good joke. You know what? Everybody plays the fool, and this is my number came up. It's Kate X says, can't believe the mods allow these shenanigans. Yeah, these are some serious shenanigans, but I believe that they should be allowed to continue. Angry Penguin says, insidious urination. Yes. Okay. All right, everybody, we got to do another song. Let's go through some more pictures here. What do we got? Let's see here. Hammy X Hams. Is this your house, Hammy X Hams? It's very cool. What is that, a drum set? And there's some kind of a skeleton or something. Is that a real skeleton? My God, I hope not. Let's see what else we've got here. Chamomile sent a picture maybe of their cat. Either way, it is a cat, if my senses do not deceive me. Renthar says, Henry, can ants jump? I have these ants that are getting up on places that I can't figure out how they're getting up there. Well, that sounds like a good question for computer. Can a computer, what was the question? Oh yeah, can ants jump?
From Quora.com. Certain species of ants like the trapjaw ants and Australian jackjumper ants can appear to jump, actually flip themselves, by snapping shut their massive jaws.
snapping their massive jaws. How massive can it be if they're just ants? Are you kidding me? And they snap their jaws and it causes them to flip over. This is amazing, and that sounds like it would be a cool circus to just sit there and watch while you're deciding whether you should clean up that half-eaten poppy seed muffin that's crumbling on your floor. Dark Aegis says, how high can Henry jump? When I was younger, I was able to jump quite a bit. I was able to jump over the hood of a car if I went, the shorter distance way. If it was a smaller car, like a little Honda or a Toyota or something. Hey, thank you very much, Dick, for subscribing. Thank you very much for that. And so I had jumped over this particular Toyota Tacoma, was it a Toyota Corolla, I think, many times, and it was pretty cool. And one time I wanted to impress this girl Nancy that was in my school with my jumping skills. And have you ever done this thing? So Nancy was there, and I said, watch me jump over the car. And she goes, don't do this. This is really stupid. And I said, no, watch. And have you ever done that thing where you're running and you start getting on the wrong footing? And I don't know how professional athletes combat this. And this had never happened to me before. But I had to sort of shorten my steps. And then I just sort of pushed off and then tumbled over the car and fell on the other side. And I was pretty badly beaten up. I had blood and bruises and everything. And Nancy was not impressed at all. And I didn't want to tell her that I knew that I could do it going in because I didn't want it to look rehearsed. But I just was kind of fucked. Sergeant Tsunami says, Henry, I'm sure you can still clear a Yaris. Yeah, we didn't have Yarises back then. Computer, what is a Yaris?
Urus is a form of the word Uri. Uri is a noun meaning a canton in central Switzerland. 415 square miles, 1,075 square kilometers. Capital, Altdorf.
Yeah, we didn't have that. Nella Wallen says, lay low for a while. Yeah, that's pretty much what I had to do. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, my high school girlfriend was driving me and my friends home, but she started driving before I was fully in the car, so I tumbled out. Man, that sounds really dangerous. I had another situation. We had a kid, Randy, in our high school who was Canadian. And there was something about his car. I don't know if I think the window was loose in the slot that it's supposed to go into. So he always told people, please don't slam my door too hard because it knocks it loose and then it falls. And I didn't realize this. And so he gave me a ride home. And when I was leaving, I said, hey, thanks a lot for the ride, Randy. And then he said, yeah, hey, man, don't slam it too hard. And he's Canadian, so I just sort of assumed that maybe that's like an expression that Canadians say, like, hey, man, don't slam it too hard. And I was like, yeah, man, you too. And then I just slammed the door really hard, and the whole window panel came crashing down and shattered. Oh, boy. Memories. Game Master Flash says, oh, that's not the Yuri I thought she was going to define. Yeah, I didn't think so either. Stuart2199 says, hey chat, don't slam it too hard. Let's at least get that started. All right, here, I'm going to turn off the AC. All right. Road Swallower says, I'm enjoying the campfire stories. I got stories if I have nothing else. Z Gamut says, hey Henry, big fan of you. Could you wish my friend Jukatox good luck on getting all 120 shines in Super Mario Sunshine in less than 3 hours and 10 minutes? She is very close to doing it, and I'm sure your luck would give her the motivation she needs. Okay, let's do it. Thanks, Z Gamut. Hello. Juka Talks. We here at Henry's Kitchen are very, very much in support of you getting 120 shines in Super Mario Sunshine in less than 3 hours and 10 minutes. We hear that you are very close to doing it, and we just wanted to give you a little bit of extra support and motivation and wish you good luck. We really hope that you can do this. Come on, Juka Talks, you've got this. From myself and Z Gamut and all of the users here at Henry's Kitchen. Okay. Dendreleon says, I think Juka Talks can get them all in 3 hours and 6 minutes. Wow. So a lot of support here. Okay. Thanks, Z Gamut. All right, we got to go through some other pictures here. We've got to make budget onion sandwiches today, and I don't want to get off. Angry Penguin 922 sends this one. See, this is probably why I would not be one of these Matador guys. It looks like this guy's in trouble to me. Looks awful. It looks painful. I don't know. I don't understand what possesses some people to choose this. Guitar Joe says bull planking. Oh, maybe he's doing one of those plank things. I assumed that this picture was in motion of some sort. Chamomile says it's a free colonoscopy. Yeah, but without the anesthetic. Money Curse says he slammed it too hard. Yeah. Roach Swallower says that guy's about to get hooked by the horn. Yeah, he sure is. Oh my God. Dark Ages says idiots want to show dominion of nature, but nature will still win sometimes. Yeah, every now and then there's one guy who successfully evades getting his ass pummeled by the bullhorn, but it doesn't seem to happen very often. Moof says spicy shish kebab. Yeah, Maui Girl says love the socks. Pug Lady says a new version of yoga, but with animals. A lot going on in this picture. We do have one more song to do, but let's just go through a few more of our picks. Isla P. Cat Butts has sent us a picture of someone named Scuba. This is Scuba, and Scuba is obviously living his or her best life, which is what cats do, and I think that's why we like to have them around. I do anyway, because they're so chill. I'm very, very, looking back very fondly on my late cat, Roast Beef, who used to sit there when I would review the streams after, eating whatever it was that we made on the stream. I would put it on the DVD or the VOD or whatever on the big TV. And Roast Beef would just sit there and chill in his cool sort of arms crossed position, and we would watch the stream. And those were some of my favorite moments in life. And it's nice to see Scuba enjoying their best life. Purple is a fruit. Wait, was this purple is a fruit, or is this mislabeled? It might have, I feel like maybe this was from Maui Girl. It was a picture of an appliance. I need somebody to tell me because I don't want to miscredit this. This is Maui Girl 45, yeah. And it says turns on and blows. So this is an appliance that you can buy that will turn on and it will blow. Yeah, thanks, Maui Girl. I thought so. There was a little bit of confusion. So then that means that there must be a purple donut filling his fruit picture that I missed somehow, and I'll get it. We always do. Dark Ages says, oh yeah, the Ron Popeil blowjob machine. Okay. Oh, this is purple donut filling is a fruit. Yingling, is that a St. Louis beer? I think I had it when I was in St. Louis, actually, the night that we all performed. Well, we didn't all perform. We all hung out. I performed. Hopeful Equinox wants to know how Maui Girl's big toe is. And Maui Girl responded, Pennsylvania. Oh, sorry, Nancy Droodles. Ugh, what the hell is wrong with me? And Renthar says it's Philadelphia. Okay, this is in Philadelphia. Computer, where is Yangling from?
Yingling is from United States.
Thank you. Thanks for that helpful information there. Jeez, United States. My God. Maui Girl 45 says, now my laundry machine is broken. Oh no, but the toilet still works. Well, that's good. Game Master Flash says she's not wrong. Yeah, no, she's not wrong. I thought it was an answer to the question of how's Maui Girl's big toe? And the answer was Philadelphia, but it turns out that was referring to something else. Okay, it's time to do another song. This is from our intern, Beanie Bobini. Beanie Bobini took a picture of what clearly looks to me like a dinosaur. I think this would be a brontosaurus. And it looks like it's watching you while you're... Are you in the pool at one of those outdoor pools in like a Best Western or something like that? Wow, that is a long neck. Computer, why were brontosauruses' necks so long?
From EBSCO.com. Its long neck allowed it to reach tall plants and treetops, where it ate leaves and vegetation that shorter dinosaurs could not reach.
Yeah, of course. It's the same as the giraffe. Meteor 12 says, Henry, do you know the average size of a man, age 37, a man's big toe in Austria? No, but I have a computer for just that very thing. Computer, what is the average size of a 37-year-old man's big toe in Austria? What's this?
From Answers.com. The average length of a human adult toe is typically between 1 to 2 inches.
Non-specific, though. We wanted Austria, and we wanted age 37. So I guess you'd have to keep asking. Okay, we're going to get one more picture here, and then we're going to use that for the background for our song. Why don't we use Bravest Nebula? Why don't we use this picture here? And this is a song that was requested to us on the Discord by Dooza. Do I have that right? It's Dooza that requested Mississippi Queen by Mountain, right? I want to make sure I credit all these things correctly. By the way, very excited to announce that as of today, hey, thanks, Dooza, and it's Kate. The new Jose Suicidio album is done. It is done. It's been uploaded to a website called Elastic Stage, where it will eventually become a vinyl record that you can purchase there. It's based out of the UK. I think it's going to be a month before it gets delivered to me. I ordered one. I'm the first orderer of a Jose Suicidio album. And I also put it out on digital distribution, which will happen much faster. Probably in a matter of days, it's going to be ready. I'll bet you anything, when we stream on Wednesday, I'm going to be able to promote it to everybody. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and show you the album cover. How do I do this? Okay, now I would go to this, and then I download it, and then we go to our pictures. This is just what we're making today. This is onion sandwiches. This is absolutely not the album cover, although that would probably be a fitting album cover for the Jose Suicidio album, but whatever, I didn't think about it. This is onion sandwiches, but here is the, wait, hold on. Having all kinds of issues here. Here it is. The album cover for the new album by Jose Suicidio. There's something wrong with me. It was very difficult to work with Jose Suicidio because of his crippling depression. But it's actually going to be quite beautiful. And a lot of great collaborators on this album, and I just can't wait until it's out. Which will be a matter of days, digitally. And then there will be a vinyl available for purchase too, which so far has sold one copy, and that was to me. But that's because I can order it because it's a proof or something like that, a tester. Guitar Joe says, why is Highwayman on Jose Suicidio's floor? Jose insisted on wearing the Highwayman wig throughout the production of this. Just a weird guy, really. Boner of a Lonely Fart says that Jose Suicidio guy is a genius of the Wilson McCartney Lennon variety. Yeah. Well, there is a little bit of Dennis Wilson in this album in terms of... maybe we could play a little bit of that. I'm going to go to YouTube. And I'm going to go to there's an album called Pacific Ocean Blue. That's a little on the depressing side. Some of these, let's see. All right, how am I going to do this? I'm going to go to the variety section. This is the massive opportunity you have been waiting for to grab a real bargain. We are talking. This is a little bit of inspiration. But that's sort of a... There's a lot of Jose Suicidio going on. This one's more... No, that's not it. Okay, anyway, I don't know why I always have such a hard time finding stuff on the fly, but listen to the Dennis Wilson album, Pacific Ocean Blue, and you'll see where a lot of Jose Suicidio gets his... Boner of a Lonely Fart says, Dennis Wilson was a tortured man after the Manson encounter. I think Jose probably went through something similar. Yeah, Jose, of course, more recent. But yeah, very, very similar. All right, I'm going to find this song. Hold on. This is driving me nuts. Does it ever feel... Like it's just impossible to find something that you've found a million times. My God. I think maybe this is it. No. Sorry, everybody. All right. We're going to do that another time. It's kind of like when we went down the rabbit hole with the fucking other situation. Dendra Leon says, yeah, the internet is hard to use now. It really is. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. Wait, hold on. I can do this. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, this is the song I was thinking of. It's called All Alone, and it's not, you're not able to copyright a title, but Jose does have a song called All Alone on this upcoming album. But there's anything about the song is completely coincidental. All right, let's see here. Wait, now I got to go back to this. Is there anybody still there? I'm sorry I'm having such difficulty with all this stuff. Okay, I go to Variety. All right, here we go. And then I have to put on the desktop audio. Here it is. Now, okay, so that...
I could live my life again. I'd never do you wrong. You better know, if I just had a chance again to spend my life with you, you know.
Now, I will say that I am a huge fan of Beach Boys and all things Dennis Wilson, all that kind of stuff. But I will say there is a similarity to Help Me in that, which I wasn't aware of, but I think it's because of the minor ninth thing, which is sort of a universally sad thing. If you ever get a chance, read the life story of Dennis Wilson. It's pretty amazing. And you'll then start making music that sounds like that as well. All right. Neat. I hear it. The Jim Dodger says, holy shit, more than a little. Yeah. Franz Schubert says, maybe Jose should just continue consulting a lawyer. No, it's definitely not that kind of a thing. Guitar Joe says, it's just a cliched motif, nothing to worry about. No one's worried about anything like that. But I was just wanting to point out inspiration where it happens. Hammy Exham says, didn't he walk into the ocean? No, I don't think he walked. I think he actually jumped. The way the story is that I heard, he was trying to get a picture of his ex-wife or his wife or his ex-girlfriend or something like that. It's very sad. Capacious T says hi, everybody. Hi, Capacious T. Thanks for joining us. And Beanie Bobini says, Henry's Kitchen Live. He's in a garage. No, it's not a garage. This is actually because of the wonders of green screen technology. I am able to project to you as though I am in a garage. All right, we've got a couple more pictures, but we really got to get into the sandwich making process here. So let's go ahead and do Glitchy Med. Oh, Glitchy Med sends us a picture of what appears to be a cave. But I don't think there was a caption in terms of where this is. Does anybody... Oh, Glitchy Med says, heck yeah. So where is this? Because I went to a cave, which was in near Tucson, Arizona. I think it was called Karchner Caverns. Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. Oh, cool. Well, I love Lexington and Louisville, Kentucky. I've never been to this area where they have caves and shit. I'm imagining that's further south, perhaps. Saguaro Ooh says the river bison is in the cave. Yeah, no, the river bison fits perfectly with this cave situation. And we're going to be doing another song here. Actually, maybe we can use this cave background for it. Joffe just resubscribed for 42 months. Hey, Joffe, and speaking of Tucson, have I ever asked you if you've been to the Karchner Caverns? Because that's what we're talking about now, and I know that you live somewhere near that area. Joffe. The Karchner Caverns is pretty amazing, but I think that's the only cave that I've been to. Oh yeah, Joffe says several times. Well, we're going to go ahead and use the reverb from this cave, and we're going to do a song by the band Mountain, which is called Mississippi Queen, and it was requested by Duza. I had heard this song before, but I didn't really do it quite as... I don't really remember the melody. I just remember it was kind of a jam song, so I might get the melody wrong, but I'm going to try. Renthar says, Henry, look out, tree herb. Icing. Ooh. That sounds interesting. Oh, Pug Lady, yeah, I'll bet you've been there too. It's in the American Southwest. If you ever get a chance, I highly recommend it. Okay. It's something like this. Mississippi Queen, if you know what I mean. And I don't know what he means. Mississippi Queen, she taught me everything. Way down around Vicksburg, around Louisiana way, lived a Cajun lady called the Mississippi Queen. You know, she was a dancer. She moved better on wine, while the rest of those dudes were getting their kicks. Boy, I beg your pardon, I was getting wine. Nancy Durdle says she was a teacher. That's nice. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell this song's about. Angry Penguin says, of all the songs about Southern State no one wants to move to, I really wish Mississippi Queen was the one we hear everywhere, all of the time, incessantly, instead of fucking Sweet Home Alabama. Wow, okay. I don't know if that's because you heard me start doing it or if you had that opinion before. Because I think I'm getting it wrong. Mississippi Queen, if you know what I mean. What does he mean? Mississippi Queen, she taught me everything. She was a teacher. This lady, she asked me if I would be her man. You know what I told her? I said I'd do what I can to keep her looking pretty, buy her dresses that shine, while the rest of them dudes were making their bread. Boy, I was losing mine. She was a dancer. She moved better on wine, while the rest of those dudes were getting their kicks. Boy, I beg your pardon. I was getting mine. Capacious T says, I think he was molested by an older woman from the Southeast. Yeah, I guess that's probably what this song's about. Nancy Durdle says, wait, there's a word for what that guy does. For what this guy does? Stephen Cat says, nice. Glitchy Med says, hell yeah, Henry. Guitar Joe says, Mississippiously done. Thank you, Guitar Joe. Thank you from one guitar player to another. Neat. Amazing job. Nancy Durdle's rhymes with duck. Oh, yeah. I think I know what word you're saying. BK69 says that is also what the amazing song Waffle House Is Not a Home by the Gadgets is about. Jack Dostal says, hey Henry, I'm at the intermission of a symphony. Do you know any Carmen? Is Carmen I mean, that's about the only one I know. Is it also that there's a couple of big themes. Is that Bizet? I wish I knew more of it. All right, everybody. I think it's time. We've got a couple more pictures to scroll through, and then we're going to start getting into the cooking portion. Today, by the way, we're going to be using that whipped butter that we used from the other day. Parasitosa says, I hate that gardening has to be done on nice days. I now have so much fucking dirt under my nails that I will be eating dirt for days. I love getting worms. Yeah, I don't mind getting worms every now and then. M. Cariotti says, there's also Green Sleeves by Anonymous. Yeah, Anonymous writes such beautiful melodies. There's so many, and they write those great limericks too. The guy from Nantucket or whatever. Okay. Jack Dostal says, when some butter comes along, you must whip it. Yeah. Okay. Hopeful Equinox sends us a picture of, looks like, did somebody spill chicken fried steak, or is that possible? And put it on a bun? What's happening here? Looks delicious. Onion Sandy says, money curse. This is definitely some southern down home style cooking going on here. And it looks messy. Parasitosis sends us another picture from the user sanctioned excursion to Japan. Wow. What a cool place. You guys must have had so much fun there. Angry Penguin 922 says, Chick-fil-A be like, no, our fillets are still the same size. Yeah. Okay. I think that does it for the pictures. We have some cooking that we got to get into today, so I think without further ado, we should probably just get right into it. Parasitosis says, if the earth ain't flat, then why is the chicken? That's a good question. Computer, if the earth ain't flat, then why is the chicken?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Computer is so stupid. Oh. M. Cariotti says, nice. We leave in 10 days. Wow, you leave for Japan? Wow. Well, you guys are going to have fun as well. All right. Well, it's time, everybody. Let's get cooking. Welcome to my humble abode, the kitchen. This is where the shit goes down. Testing 1, 2, 3. Want to turn that reverb off there. I don't remember. They have a kitchen on the train. No. We switched from one setting to another. There was a background green screen. Something about the work bowl. Parasitosis says the work bowl got thinner. Oh, no. This is the brown sugar bowl or container. All right, everybody. Beanie Bobini says, has anyone really ever been far, even as decided to use even go want to do look more like? Let's ask. Computer, has anyone really been far, even as decided to use even go want to do look more like?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'm not surprised that you don't know how to help with anything, really. Okay. Money Curse says Work Bowl's been working out. Yeah. Okay. Enough of this nonsense. Let's get to work. For this recipe, I will be using the whipped butter that we made the other day, which has been just the gift that keeps on giving. I can't believe I made fucking butter out of a cream carton or whatever that was. It was like heavy whipping cream in a carton. We're going to be using our salt and pepper shakers from Game Master Flash. Gifted us this. Now, I wasn't aware of Salt and Pepper, but apparently it's a musical group where they sing and do rap songs and stuff. And there's a salt and pepper shaker, and I just think it's absolutely adorable. And thank you very much, Game Master Flash, for gifting us to that. We also have here an onion. I wanted to have a yellow onion for this. I thought I had one, but it's a red one. I don't know how that's going to affect stuff. I hope it works out. And this is our Acevedo oil. It does call for olive oil, but you can use them interchangeably. And this is the brown sugar situation. And I think, oh yeah, and of course we want some bread because it's going to be a sandwich. I'm only going to be using one piece of bread, and we're going to get half a sandwich out of it. That's all you need for these. Game Master Flash says it was either that or a salt that said push it and a pepper that said push it real good. That sounds pretty cute too. Cheesy Bacon Real says, I love Acevedo oil as well. Yeah, I think it's, is there really a taste difference? Parasitosis says, I love just eating brown sugar out of the bag. It's the best breakfast. Oh. Waffles92 says, do you listen to Tool? I've really only heard the main song they have, Sober, but that's a fucking great song. So I'd like to hear more of it. I just kind of, I think by the time they came around, I was already going into this whole, getting into singer-songwriters like Tom Waits and Dylan and all that kind of stuff. I Slap Cat Butts says, Henry, is it true that everyone in Hollywood has an Andy Dick story? If so, what's yours? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we all do. I mean, there's several, right? I remember being at a place called the Coronet Bar where we would all go. That was it's currently called the Roger Room, I believe. It's by the Largo. And it was kind of a dive bar, and there were some guys that recognized Andy Dick, but they were, I think they were gang members, and but they wanted to take a picture with him. And then Andy Dick, while they were taking the picture, tried to kiss one of the guys on the mouth. And it wasn't very well received, as you wouldn't expect it to be. And they started to beat him up. And the bartender called the police, and these guys were freaked out about the police showing up, so they took off. And then Andy just very calmly, with his glasses all broken and everything, and like a black eye or whatever, went up to the bar and said, okay, can I get a drink? And then the bartender said, I gotta kick you out. Anyway, Angry Penguin 922 says, Andy Dick is the most ankle biter name I've ever heard. He sounds like a little shit. Well, yeah, I don't know. Is Andy Dick a stage name, or is that his real name? I have no idea. I Slap Catbutt says, there is never a story I hear about him that I'm surprised about. Yeah. Okay, well, that's enough about that. Let's go into cooking, shall we? But you're absolutely right. Everybody has a story about it. Beanie Bo Beanie says, Anderson Dickerson. Oh, is that his full name? Andrew Richard. Well, yeah, that's the full name, and then I guess they shortened it. All right. So I have a recipe here. We all know that it's a very difficult time financially. We've got a depression happening. We've got a lot of very expensive ingredients, and I thought to myself, well, what if you wanted to make a grilled cheese sandwich, but you didn't have enough money for cheese? Well, you'd be surprised if you make a gourmet ass grilled cheese sandwich. It's got a lot of other stuff in there that's cheap ingredients, so you don't have to go out and buy all the fancy Gruyere and dill and all that other kind of stuff. You can just make this sandwich without cheese, and it's going to be still gourmetish. And it's called an onion. Well, we're going to call it an onion sandwich, but it's really a grilled cheese sandwich without cheese. So this comes to us from thechunkychef.com. And it says this gourmet grilled cheese, and again, it's an onion sandwich, is loaded with herbed, caramelized onions, gooey Gruyere, and white cheddar cheeses, and is cooked in a savory rosemary butter. Havarti dill is what Maui Girl says. Yeah, and again, we're not using any of that. But we will be using this awesome butter that we made the other day. So, let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to start with our skillet. So hold on a second. And we're going to add our butter. And this, again, is the butter that we made with our whipped whipping cream. And then we're going to add a little bit of our Acevedo oil, which is made from fresh guacamoles right here at my local farmer's market. I want to say some of these alerts here. Butt Smasher Masher says mo butter, mo better. Yeah, I would say so. I think you're absolutely right, Butt Smasher Masher. Mo butter, mo better. And thank you very much for your Tier 1 subscription. And thanks to Jaffe for your subscription. And great to see you in Park City and in LA. And thank you, You Fear Jazz, for subscribing for 27 months. And Sergeant Tsunami. And Dick 4. Money Curse says, if I don't have onion, can I substitute Funyuns? No, I don't think you could, because Funyuns are already sort of made with, they're fried and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see what our next order of business is. We're going to add our diced onions. Okay, so now this kind of stuff really, really pisses me off. They do this to me every time. I thought it was time to start the skillet, but now it's saying add diced onions. Well, I haven't diced this. It should start by saying dice your onions. That should be the first thing that it says. So now we got to dice this. Red onions are going to be much harder to dice. Computer, what's the advantage of using a diced onion?
Using a diced onion makes cooking easier and faster, as it cooks quickly and evenly. It also adds flavor and texture to dishes without needing to chop manually.
Okay, well, whatever. Jack Dostal says, oh my god, you're going to be 9 fingers Henrys after this. No, I'm using a paring knife, which isn't a very sharp one. And also, I've been cooking a very, very long time now. I've been cooking for 9 years. I've been teaching it for about 14 years. So there's really quite a bit of expertise, I guess you would say, on my end when it comes to this kind of shit. I am happy to say I have not seen a cockroach in a long time, and that's nice. Uh-oh, what's that? I don't like when there's little blemishes on my onions, so I try to take those out. Yeah. Okay. I think, if I'm not mistaken, cockroaches don't like onions. So this recipe will actually be a nice way to keep them away. Angry Penguin 922 says butter is the #2 leading cause of concussions in this country. Banana peels are #1. Interesting. And do you think that's because I guess because people slip on them, huh? So make sure if you're working with butter that you do sort of a thing where you clean it up or whatever. I don't know. Unless you live by yourself, then it really doesn't matter. Beanie Bobini says, do not say cockroach a third time. Well, I just did in order to be able to read your thing. If you're just joining us, we are dicing onions. Z. Bradbell says, don't forget to pick the butter up from the floor when you're done. Yeah. That's definitely true. I think you're probably going to have to wipe it at that point because it'll probably melt. Okay, I think we've done a pretty good job of dicing these. So now it's saying to go ahead and add the onions to our little situation that we've got going over here. Let's also grab a spatula. I use the slutted spatula, which has holes in it, so that way if you pick these things up, the liquid will fall through underneath. And that's how that works. Glitchy Med says, I like the crying part. It feels like therapy. Yeah. Yeah, it really does. I'm not really crying yet, but sometimes when you do onions, it stimulates the lacrimatory response, which is the tear ducts, and it will cause, it can definitely cause crying, or especially if you're doing it alone on a Friday night, your situation can cause crying as well. WTF says, just keep my eyes closed when cutting onions works every time. Yeah, but you gotta try not to cut yourself. It works when driving as well. Neat. I'm lacrimose intolerant, so how would that work? The Chunks says, I always have some chopped onions in my pocket in case I need to answer some uncomfortable questions. That's probably not a bad idea. Money Curse says causes lacrimony. Lacrimony, that's when you have to pay for your family after a divorce or something. Dandra Leone says, so you gotta put a blanket over yourself. Alright, I'm only understanding about half of what's going on right now. Parasitosa says, do not touch your genitals after cutting onions. Don't ask me how I know. Well, now I'm curious to know what it does. Okay, everybody, we're gonna add a little bit of our salt and pepper. So, which one should we use first? We've got salt and we've got pepper. Let's do a little bit of salt. And then a little bit of pepper. I just can't get enough out of these salt and pepper shakers. I just think they're adorable. They actually make me want to listen to this group, Salt and Pepper. F. Diane says, how do you avoid crying while cutting onions? There's many ways. We talked about closing your eyes while you're cutting. You can also use the Onyo helm, but I only really use that if I'm doing fresh onions and if it's one of those yellow onions, because that's really bad. For whatever reason, I think because this onion's been around a long time, it's lost a lot of its stimulant. Okay. See how we're doing here. I guess we're sort of doing okay. Now it wants to add some other stuff. Oh yeah, fresh thyme and fresh rosemary pricks, which I have actually. If you look at rosemary, there are little pricks that come off of the rosemary plant. You probably see the plants around when you're just walking around in a park or something like that. But rosemary is delicious, as is thyme. You might be familiar with the song by Paul Simon, or Simon and Garfunkel, I guess it would be. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. And I think, what is the significance of that? I guess that's the 4 seasons that you put on your chicken or something like that. It's an old song. It's like a song written by Anonymous or whatever. Glitchy Med says they sell those at Trader Joe's. Yeah, probably. Hacklin says, hey, I'm abducted in Henry's basement. I only have limited time. Help, that's why I wasn't in chat so long. Okay, sorry to hear that, Hacklin. We're going to get to work on trying to figure out what we can do about that. Parasitosis says, did you know rosemary pricks are just pine needles that are harvested in Rosemary, Vermont? Oh, I didn't realize that. A lot of people don't realize that all of the wines that we drank come from France. Angry Penguin 922 says this herbs and onion stir fry is looking great. Probably help out with bad breath as well. Yeah, I would think so. A little bit of onion there. I think people like that. EcoZoom says all of them. Yeah. All right. We want to stir often until the onions are soft and starting to brown, about 10 minutes. Computer, how much time is left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Okay, so that's... Does anybody know how long we've been doing this at this point? Beanie Bo Beanie says, sometimes I don't cry when I cut an onion because I've already cried out all my tears. Well, that's very sad, but very honest. And that's our intern, Beanie Bo Beanie, who cries out all of his tears before cutting an onion, and that way it prevents crying. I guess by the same logic, you could already bleed out all of your blood, and that way you won't bleed when you cut your finger or something like that. Dark Ages says it's a good tip. It really is a pretty good tip. Okay, so I don't know if we're going to be using this butter or not. Oh yeah, we're going to stir the brown sugar into the onions and we're going to cook it for another minute. So let's go ahead and do some of this. I don't want to get too much in there. Of course it's going to do that. All right. It's all clumped. Let's stir this around. Computer, how much time left?
There are no timers set.
So wait, I didn't even set a timer after we knew we didn't set a timer. Computer, set timer for 1 minute, please.
1 minute, starting now.
Okay. All right, so now while we're doing that, we're going to get a plate ready. I've got one here. And we're going to spread our bread with a little bit of the butter on each side. So let's go ahead and do that now. If you're just joining us, we are making a hard times, low budget, on a budget, whatever you want to call it, onion sandwich. It's based on a gourmet grilled cheese sandwich from thechunkychef.com, but we are making it as a, we're getting rid of the cheese. So not only are we making it dairy free and vegan, computer stop, but we're also making it on a budget because cheese is really the expensive part. Okay, so F. Diane says, till you can fold and tear a piece of bread as if it were paper. Yeah, I've been doing this a very long time, and I know how to do, I know my way around the kitchen. For example, I know that's where the microwave is, that's the refrigerator, this is the oven behind me. It took me years to finally figure out all that stuff. Beanie Bobini says, if the chef is fat, that's how you know the food is good. Yeah, I think that's sort of one of those things. Money Curse, the chunky chef makes this for his farm girl neighbors. I guess so. I don't know much about it. I just was searching. Dark Ages says, impressive. I bet you could cook blindfolded if possible future stream. Maybe so. Okay. So we've got our bread spread to this. Okay, so we're going to transfer the onions to a plate. Everybody just kind of calm down for a second. This part's not going to be very easy, but we're going to do it. Let's take our onions, put them on a plate. And then now we're gonna what is this? Add the bread with the butter side down and cook until bread is golden, about 2 to 3 minutes. But do they just mean that side? Okay, everybody just calm down here. I have to kind of focus. Add both pieces of bread, which we did. And then it says, to the same skillet. Mayonnaise. Okay, we don't have mayonnaise. That's going to take it out of our budget, and it's also going to make it not vegan anymore. So we used butter. And cook until bread is golden brown and crunchy. About 2 to 3 minutes. Computer, how much time left?
There are no timers set.
Okay, computer. What is the difference between 2 and 3 minutes?
2 minus 3 minutes is minus 1.
Okay, computer, what is 50% of 1 minute?
50% of 1 minute is 30 seconds.
Computer, can you add 30 seconds to 2 minutes?
30 seconds plus 2 minutes is 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, computer, set timer for 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
2 minutes and 30 seconds, starting now.
But I probably took 30 seconds just to do that. Fuck. Okay, as soon as you add the bread to the... Wait, they can't do this. This is the next step. It says as soon as you add to the bread to the skillet, which we already did a while ago, add the caramelized onions over the top of one of the pieces of bread. Okay. Let's do it. You can put mayo on this apparently, but we're not doing that. Parasitosa says, is butter side top or non-butter? We are doing butter. Yeah, the butter is on the bottom here. Sorry if I went too quick. Okay, when the bread is good and golden brown. Oh, wow, that is. Okay, let's stop. Let's turn that off. Sandwich the pieces of bread together and cook on low. I don't think I want to cook this anymore. I think it's done. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is hot stuff. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow. It's really hard to get it underneath that thing. Okay, so I don't know if you were watching. I might have done it too quickly, in which case you can go back and look on the video on demand. But what I did here was basically to have taken the empty piece of bread and I put it over top the one that had the other shit inside of it. Money Curse says, looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. Computer, stop. This pan's ruined. Okay, what in the hell do we have here in front of us? As Ozzy Osbourne said, what is this that stands before me? And then he said, Satan sitting there, he's smiling. Let's take a look at this sandwich that we just made. This is an onion sandwich. And somebody said recently that I should actually probably go to a movie theater and maybe make my own little concession stand and serve these things. Oh, fuck. Oh, come on, man. All right, well, I think it's okay. Somehow it stayed together, but... Fuck. What was I doing? I was just trying to get all excited about displaying it, and I wanted to show you the side profile view, but in doing so, I wound up spilling it everywhere. Okay, here we go. Dark Ages says that theater would smell incredible. It absolutely would, I think, with the rosemary and thyme. Mentally 247 says you have exceptional sandwich skills. Thank you very much. I feel like it's not just what you do in the kitchen, but it's also when something goes wrong, how do you troubleshoot it? And the way that I just troubleshooted that situation of losing it was actually pretty sweet. Okay. Guitar Joe says there's salt in there, isn't there? Yes, there's salt and pepper. Okay, let's take a look at our alerts here while we let this thing cool down a little bit. Okay. Butt Smasher Masher says mo butter, mo better. And I think we all agree with that. That's a tier 1 subscription from Butt Smasher Masher. Thank you for that. Mentally Ill 247, did we add cumin? No, I think cumin is a sweet food and we're sticking to savory. Although we did do brown sugar, so you could try that. Let me know how it goes in the comments. Parasitosa says cream last week and now onions this week. Yeah, that was really good. We made our own homemade butter last week, and you should watch the DVD of that. It's so good. PV Movies says, what now? Well, I'll tell you what now. What now is we eat the onion sandwich. This is on a budget, Depression-era onion sandwich. And I will take the first bite here, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be hard for me to get a bite that's got the onion in it. Could use some cheese, I think. But other than that, I'm going to say this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Angry Penguin says he doesn't like it. No, I think I do like it. I'm actually kind of surprised. If you cook the onions enough. Never mind. If you cook the onions enough, you're going to get rid of that sort of onion harshness, and that's what we've done here. And we have so much butter. It's a ridiculous amount of butter, and I think that's really saving this. Pretty good. I'd say it's above average. It's not fucking delicious. Coronaria says, Henry, I cooked a steak the other day and there was a drop of blood, so I threw it out to be safe. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want blood on your steak, I don't think. Thanks, Gummy Candy. I think we did make a success today. I'm going to finish this whole sandwich. I will say it's not super pleasant to look at. I mean, even in the example pic. Oh, that's the Jose Suicidio album cover. But yeah, even in the example pic, it doesn't look that good. And that's from the New York Times, I think. Oh yeah, I think mine looked way better. But mine is gone now. That sandwich probably cost me about 50 cents, literally. Just one slice of any kind of bread you have lying around the house, and an onion, a couple of condiments. And you're good. Done deal. This was probably the magic ingredient. This is the whipped butter that we made the other day. All right, everybody. It's time to do our song. PV Movie says, what's your favorite bread? Like a nice brioche? No. I'm not a fan of the brioche because all they're doing is they're pumping it up full of air so that it appears bigger. It's like a shrinkflation thing. But there's no more substance in it, and they're trying to sell it as if it's more expensive. Parasitosis says, fuck brioche. Yeah, I think I might go as far as to say that. If you like brioche, I get it. I like sourdough. Okay. Did the mouse survive the cream dip? It did. It did. But this thing's taken a lot of food abuse. Now it's all greasy. My God. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and do the thank you song. What the fuck? Joe just donated $5. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you for doing that. Let's see here. So that, is there a message? Oh yeah, Guitar Joe, B flat major 7 with an added 9. How would you get that 9 in there? I guess you'd have to have a C. Something like that. And then we have a B flat minor 6. I could do that. D major 7. Add 9. Thank you, Joe. Not only for your $5 donation, but for those beautiful, what we call adult chords that you've just graced us with. Oh, Guitar Joe says, that's not me, not me. So you're telling me there's just somebody else named Joe that's not Guitar Joe that gives us chords. That's really, really coincidental, I would say. Just Joe. Okay, got it. All right, everybody. Let's, so as we all know here at Henry's Kitchen and just in general in life, it takes a village to do what we do here at Henry's Kitchen. It's extremely difficult. There's no way I'd be able to do it just by myself. I've had the help right from the very beginning of people like Quanto, who came forward with some beautiful technical advice and also designed the Henry's Kitchen transitions, which was really incredible. That was just awesome. You know? And then the folks that run the Discord, I remember we all got on a meeting and they said, Henry, you got to have a Discord. I didn't even know what that was. We've also got moderators. We've got the tier 3 subscribers. We have big name streamers who have allowed us to have shared their audience with us by doing collaborations and raids, and also just the users in general. So this is a song that goes out to all of you. And let's do this to the tune of Holy Guacamole by Jose Suicidio. Beanie Bo Beanie, our intern, cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much, Beanie Bo Beanie. It says here, Henry, you're the best to ever do it. Thank you very much, Beanie Bo Beanie. I don't know what it is. Maybe making onion sandwiches, because I feel like that was pretty good. Nancy Drudel says, we're like ants in an ant farm display. We all work together. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Okay, here we go. To the tune of Jose Suicidio's runaway hit from 2013, Holy Guacamole. Here we go. Let's put it on the reverb. Okay, yeah. That's not even it. Sorry. Fucking and Dingo Bob Don Beef Hop Air 1110. Do Dingle Dog Ogle. Dr. Flanges and Bacchus. Shane Yes Beelzebub. Mochi's Nirvana Itsuki. And Kairos. Bumble Vision, the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boy, Bill Arkin Music, and the Toilet. Nim Moon Moon, Emaru, Orca Mine, S-Fan, Bonnie 2, Dazzle Kepler, A Little Question, Boris and Vanilla, Parasitosis. Don't forget Quanto and our intern, Beanie Bo Beanie. Purple donut filling his fruit tankard and Borsipin, Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey, ASMR Lurk Bowl, Shandis, Nova Glarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT, Dazzle Cat and Zodbane, Toke My Nuts and Saguaro Ooh, Burrito 5555, Dinosaur, I Slap Cat Butts, JB's Text, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Hen Lips 1, Kitchen. Whoop. Sickly Boy. Wait, where am I? Oh yeah. D's Nuts, Game Master Flash, Minzy Coon, the Cat. Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi Rinse, GR Acidy Tiz. Michelle Heffy, Embry 225, Yarkasm, Nico Tazo, Michael Bublé 4422, Potato Cat Breeder, Passion Era Minho Shin 64, Midnight Faded, JSBX Fan, Acidy Tiz Pool Boy 789, and don't forget Quanto. It's Kate X says, and new tier 3, BK69. What? Okay. Thank you, BK60. Oh, that's right. From earlier today. I'm going to write that down so that we put it up on the board. Thank you so much, BK. And never forget Quanto. You're absolutely right. Malton33 says, you're saying there's an imposter among us. That was something from 5 minutes ago. I'm not sure what that was. Dendra Leon says, Wendy's 420. Is there a Wendy's 420? Okay. Thank you, Merkel, for cheering 100 bits. Very kind of you. And thank you, What the Duck, for subscribing for 46 months. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Guitar Joe says there should be a little jingle or something for the only tier 2 subscriber. Is there really a tier 2 subscriber? I've never really figured out what that means, but we should have something. It's Kate. Is it easy to find out who our tier 2 subscriber is? Pug Lady says, so how can we buy your new album, Henry? Remember, this is an album between myself and Jose Suicidio. It's collaborative. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into Bandcamp. That'll probably be for some physical media stuff. It's going to be released digitally and on vinyl. But I would say in the next few days, it'll be available. And we're going to figure all of this out. You have to check, says Parasitosis. It's Kate X says it should list them in the thing we spoke about on Discord a while back regarding tier 3s. Oh, I see. You're not able to see it. Okay, we'll figure it out. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. And thanks, Merkel, again, for another cheering of 100 bits. Very kind of you. And iSlapCatBot says, does every copy of the album come with a free onion sandwich? That would be a little shameless self-promotion, but I think that probably could happen. So Dark Ages, what is Bandcamp Friday? Maybe I should, maybe we could release it on that. But it says coming up in May. That sounds like a long, long time to wait. I'm going to look into all of that. Dark Ages says Bandcamp Friday gives you 100% of the proceeds on May 1st. Oh, very interesting. Okay. Angry Penguin 922 says, if I get the album, will you sign my kitchen? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, well, that's good to know. Thanks, it's Kate. All right, thank you, everybody, for joining us here today at Henry's Kitchen. We made an onion sandwich. It was fucking delicious. We watched a little Dennis Wilson and talked about his life a little bit. And Pancake King, thank you very much for checking in from Torrance over there. And Dendra Leon says, thanks, Henry, and thanks, users. Thanks right back to you. Whoa, Bill Larkin Music just rated us. Bill Larkin Music is one of my favorite. It's all three, it's 3 words. Bill Larkin Music, all together. And check out that channel because Bill is really good at what he does. And unfortunately, I feel weird because Bill just rated us, but we're actually finishing. But I'll do a little summary of what we've done here. We made an onion sandwich, which you can tell was really good because it's gone. I wouldn't say it was, as the kids say, fucking delicious. but I would say it was pretty good. And so that's something that we did that's really nothing to sneeze at. We also, this is what the one looked like in the New York Times, but, you know, I think ours looked better, to be honest with you. And then we also have some video. Oh yeah, this is video of my audition.
I just seen this new movie called The Stuff, and I've got to tell you, I've got to tell someone. It was so frightening, so scary, it made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. You see, the stuff turns people like you and me into monsters. It was horrifying. It gives me the shakes.
Yeah, I didn't get the audition. It was to be a spokesperson for a movie called The Stuff. Princess Purse Nikitty says, Bill is on a cruise, so he's not here. Oh, okay. Did he do it? Did he do the stream from the cruise and then rated somehow? I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, you know how every time I try to rhyme a song on the fly and it is terrible? If you want to see that done really well, watch Bill Larkin Music. Subscribe to him, follow him, whatever you prefer. Dark Ages says, apparently the foam smelled so bad it made the actor sick. Oh, on the audition piece that I did, yeah. I think I had just gotten a perm, or I was just about to get a perm. Okay, everybody. Bill Larkin Music says, woohoo, awesome, hey. Good to see you, Bill. Is that you? Because we're also being told that you're on a cruise. And if you are, congratulations. That sounds like a lot of fun. Parasitosis says, Bill Larkin Music, all one word. No, it's just Bill Larkin Music, period. All one word, meaning that's all one word. It's impossible to say it, really, I guess. But it's just Bill Larkin Music. Try several things and get hip to him because he's amazing. Bill Larkin Music says, yep, playing piano on a ship for 3 weeks. Wow, that's got to be incredible. Well, enjoy the weather. Enjoy. Do they have one of those tracks where you can jog around the whole ship? And it sounds like a nice thing. I don't think I went on a ship in 2015 that turned out to be something else. Sus Chatter says Bill Larkin Music, period, all one word. No, you guys are, you'll see it there. Bill Larkin Music says they do. It's fun to just look at it. Wow, that looks fantastic. You can actually jog on it also, but it's fun probably just to look at it. That's the way I usually feel about exercise equipment and such. Maui Girl 45 says, I'm going to spray my ceiling with mold control now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Wow. Maui Girl, it sounds like you've got some stuff going on over there, and I'm going to have to start spraying my bug spray everywhere because I think that this sandwich might have been delicious enough to start attracting some bugs. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks again, Bill, for joining us here. I hope you're having a great time on that cruise. And thanks, everybody. Money Curse says, bye, Henry. Don't slam it too hard. Yep. McFlurry Mac says, sounds like good protein. Yeah, the chunks. Thanks for the stream, Henry. Thank you, the chunks. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday and a great week. And I'll see you Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And we're going to cook up some more shit. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.